A deafening explosion shattered the serene waters of the Arabian Gulf as fiery flames erupted from the deck of a colossal oil tanker, cutting through one of the world's most vital shipping lanes. Sailors aboard nearby ships reported seeing a massive fireball climb into the sky as alarms blared across maritime communication channels. Within moments, distress signals began flooding the Gulf, alerting everyone that a catastrophic event had taken place in one of the globe's most crucial energy transit zones. According to reports from Iran, naval forces linked to the Revolutionary Guard took credit for targeting a U.S.-affiliated tanker navigating the northern Persian Gulf. Iranian officials confirmed the ship was struck, left burning in the waters as part of their retaliation in the escalating regional conflict. The announcement sent shockwaves throughout global markets and military headquarters around the world. An oil tanker attack in the Gulf isn't just a localized military clash. It's an event capable of shaking the very foundation of the global energy system. Before we dive into the specifics of the strike, Iran's claims, and the immediate impacts on oil prices, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, so you never miss the latest updates on global geopolitical developments. The attacked tanker was traversing one of the busiest global energy highways. Every day, massive tankers packed with crude oil pass through the Gulf, carrying millions of barrels of energy to international markets. The Gulf is the heart of the world's oil supply chain, with countries like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, and the UAE exporting massive amounts of crude oil through these waters. They navigate the tight Strait of Hormuz before heading to refineries worldwide. This narrow passage is one of the globe's most critical choke points, with nearly half of the world's oil supply traveling through it. Any disruption here, be it military conflict or an attack on a tanker, sends shockwaves through energy markets almost immediately. Following the attack, Iranian officials framed it as a direct message in response to ongoing tensions in the region, suggesting that such actions would limit the free movement of ships linked to their adversaries if the hostilities continued. The message was crystal clear. The Arabian Gulf waters had now become a front in a much larger conflict. After the explosion, the targeted tanker sent distress signals, and reports indicated flames consuming parts of the vessel as the crew fought to contain the fire. Nearby ships stood by, closely monitoring the unfolding emergency while maritime authorities coordinated rescue efforts. Meanwhile, analysts worldwide began asking a critical question: what does this attack mean for the global economy? The answer: uncertainty. Global energy markets thrive on stability. Any disturbance in such a critical shipping lane triggers a chain reaction as traders begin to fear further attacks. The initial reactions came fast as energy traders in the futures market drove oil prices up, fearing further disruptions to global supply chains. As the situation escalated, markets started pricing in the risk that the Gulf could become a hazardous zone for commercial shipping. Oil traders know well that even a small disruption in this region can set off huge price fluctuations. If tankers can't pass through safely, oil stops moving, and when oil stops moving, prices surge. Shipping companies began adjusting routes, some slowing down as they awaited new security guidelines. Maritime authorities advised extreme caution, and insurance companies scrambled to assess risk levels for vessels operating in these dangerous waters. War risk premiums spiked, making shipping oil more expensive, and those higher costs eventually find their way into fuel prices. The United States immediately felt the impact. As the conflict intensified, diesel prices surged past $4 per gallon for the first time in 2 years. This sharp spike in diesel prices sent ripples throughout the U.S. economy. Diesel is vital for trucks, freight trains, and farm machinery, meaning when diesel costs climb, transportation costs do too, ultimately leading to higher prices at the supermarket and across industries. Analysts warned that if tanker attacks continue, the situation could worsen. The Strait of Hormuz is a fragile, high-risk choke point. Recent events have already disrupted shipping, with some vessels now avoiding the Gulf altogether. The ongoing conflict is driving up oil prices. fueling fears that the region could remain unsafe for commercial shipping. Oil prices may surge even more if the situation worsens. Some analysts predict crude oil could hit $100 per barrel, leading to a spike in gasoline and diesel prices, pushing transportation costs higher. These rising costs would quickly spread across the global economy, from shipping and airlines to manufacturing and agriculture. The U.S. Navy and other military forces in the region have increased their patrols in response to the growing tensions, as protecting the Gulf's busy shipping lanes becomes more complex. Attacks on tankers represent one of the most destabilizing forms of maritime conflict, threatening not just one ship, but the entire global energy infrastructure. Iran's actions could serve as a potent leverage tool, pressuring adversaries both economically and militarily. For the U.S. and its allies, these tanker strikes represent a direct threat to global commerce. Energy-importing nations are watching closely, fearing that continued attacks could lead to energy shortages or price surges. U.S. policymakers are monitoring the rising fuel prices as they become a major political issue, with governments worldwide keeping a careful watch on the escalating situation in the Arabian Gulf. As the situation develops, investigators continue to assess the full extent of the damage, while maritime authorities urge ships to exercise caution. This incident may just be one event in a broader conflict, but its consequences are already reverberating across the globe. The tanker attack serves as a stark reminder of how fragile the global energy supply chain really is. The question on everyone's mind, is this just an isolated incident, or the beginning of a sustained campaign against global oil supplies? Stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the latest developments shaping the future of global energy markets.